If you'd like to support a TSB television broadcast, we've got a patron page for that. Sponsorships start at just $1. Visit patron.com/TSB television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage. From the Schoberg-Flynn Court at St. Thomas Academy in Mendota Heights, we proudly present high school boys basketball. It's the second half of our girls-boys doubleheader with Caledonia and Minnehaha Academy. The Caledonia Warriors, number 4 in 2A, looking to avenge an upset loss in section play a year ago, and Minnehaha, the defending state tournament champions in Class 2A. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Peden, joined by LaToya Turk. And LaToya, Caledonia, you know them as a football powerhouse, 3 straight state tournament titles in Class 2A. A lot of those athletes cross over to basketball. In fact, the Warriors have a lot of 3-sport athletes on the varsity roster, including the King brothers, Owen and Noah, and the King brothers live up to their namesake.
That's a great attribute to have players on your team that are multi-sport athletes. That's going to mean a lot in this game. It's going to be a lot of high energy. Being able to play multiple sports means you have a high sports IQ. So we'll see what these multi-sport athletes can do with this Minnehaha team.
And IQ is something Minnehaha has a lot of, especially Jalen Suggs, perhaps the top-rated player in his class in the state of Minnesota. Jalen Suggs, JaVonni Bickham. This is a team that suffered a tough loss to Minneapolis North a few weeks ago, lost the #1 ranking as a result, but I don't think anyone is looking past this Minnehaha team.
Oh, absolutely not. And the Suggs name comes with great rich stock. So this kid, Jalen Suggs, he has been able to carry this Minnehaha team with a couple of his teammates on the floor. So he's going to be a big task for this Caledonia boys team.
As it usually is for anyone who has to go against him. The starting lineups and the tip-off are coming up. This is high school boys basketball. And we're back at Schoberg-Flynn Arena. And we have a quick acknowledgement for Lance Johnson. And Jalen Suggs, that's the pregame honoree.
This past summer, Jalen averaged 7.5 points and 2.8 rebounds in 15 minutes a game at the FIBA America's U16 Championship and helping the USA U16 national team to a perfect 5-0 record in the gold medal. In playing gold, the team qualified USA basketball for the 2018 FIBA U17
Jalen Suggs, whether he goes for football or basketball, that kid is a bright future.
You're absolutely right.
2 years ago, I was introduced to Jalen when North played Minnehaha. As you know, the boys teams, they have an annual series with each other. And Jalen Suggs knocked down a couple of Steph Curry three-pointers. Let's just say myself and my color commentator, Lule Youssef, who played for North, were floored by his range as an 8th grader.
Absolutely. And probably you and everyone else in the gym. That kid is absolutely amazing on the court.
And that was the day Jalen Suggs introduced himself to the masses. Well, the greats, they always find a way to do that. With Andre Adams, it was your junior season. When Jalen Suggs, it was knocking down threes as an 8th grader. So Caledonia under new leadership this year, Brad King in his first year as head coach. The Warriors were upset by Lake City last year in the Section 1 AA final. And whether or not that cleared a path for Minnehaha to win the title, we don't know. But the 2A bracket this year, I've seen Minnehaha, I've seen Minneapolis North. This will be my first look at Caledonia this year, and the Warriors re-up their 2-year agreement with the Polars and the Red Hawks. So we're going to see a more Caledonia basketball in the Metro for the years to come.
It'll be nice.
To recap the starters for you for Minnehaha, it's Jalen Suggs, number 1. Caden Johnson, number 2. He's a guard, as is Suggs. Terry Lockett, number 3, also a guard. Lorenzo Smith, number 5, the guard. And JaVonni Bickham, number 23, the 6'6" forward. Caledonia will start Eli King, number 1. He's a guard. Andrew Gorgon, number 10, also a guard. Noah King, number 21, the guard. Martin Morum, number 22, the forward. And Owen King, number 23, the guard. Owen, the senior, he's going to be playing basketball next year. But as we noted, these are multi-sport athletes. 8 of the 17 players on the varsity roster are 3-sport athletes for the Warriors. Owen passed 2,000 points earlier this year, and I take that back. He's not going D2, he's going D1. He'll be going to South Dakota State next year. So he will be among the Jackrabbits in the Summit League.
And taking note to the roster, I'm looking at Caledonia. They have an 8th grader.
Eli
starting.
King,
Yes,
the youngest of the King brothers. And Brad King was excited that all 3 will get a chance to play alongside each other this year. Minnehaha wearing the red. 3 on the way. Bullseye, Terry Lockett. Minnehaha lost a close one with Minneapolis North. It looked like they were in position to win, and then North started hitting free throws. Minnehaha lost JaVonni Bickham to an ankle sprain. Jalen Suggs fouled out with just under 3 minutes to play, and the Red Hawks could not keep it together. But as Josh Thorough told me, as the ball hits the support strut, so dead ball rebound to the Red Hawks, Josh Thorough, the AD of Minnehaha, told me that North Minnehaha game, likely the first of 2. Alluding to the fact that they would play each other in the state tournament round in a few weeks.
that's going to be a hot game.
Caledonia in transition. Eli King cannot get the finish.
The way to get out there.
Jalen Suggs out to Smith. That's short. And the rebound to Noah King. And Brad King, no stranger to the Caledonia Warrior Athletic Program. 3 on the way. Bullseye. Owen King. Brad coached with football and basketball for a long time. This is just his first year as the head coach. 3 ball, corner pocket, Lorenzo Smith.
So
and the dime to Jalen Suggs.
I'm just taking note to this, and please don't laugh at me. So we have 3 sons on the floor, and their dad is the coach. Wow.
I'm sorry, I did laugh at you.
That's amazing.
But I'm not going to laugh at the speed of this Caledonia team. Noah King scores. Yeah, the King family synonymous with greatness at Caledonia, whether it's football, basketball, or whatever sport they choose to play.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Minnehaha has a few crossovers. Jalen Suggs, the quarterback of the SMB co-op football team, as you may know.
And a very good quarterback from what I hear.
What isn't he good at? Wheel of Fortune, maybe?
We can invite him. Can invite him to our...
It is with 3 players, although Tisa sounds like she'd want to take part.
Yes.
It is official, as another 3 is missed by Lockett. LaToya and I think that's going to be part of our summer special. We're going to play each other on Wheel of Fortune. We're going to find a way to record it. Whoever wins, we'll have breaking rights. Whoever loses will be the subject of a few one-liners. And that's going to be LaToya. I'm going to take her to school.
Oh, you just wait, Mike. You just wait.
Demaya, who would you put money on a Wheel of Fortune? Between myself and your mother. JaVonni Bickham floats it in. Wheel of Fortune, who would win between the 2 of us? She's thinking about it. Lockett with the steal.
That's because she knows how good I am.
Demaya said she's too scared to give an answer. Jalen Suggs isn't too scared to put back his own miss, though.
Right.
He knocks down the reverse. Jalen Suggs struggled in the game with North. Not only did he foul out, he didn't score in the first half. Didn't quite have the leap to slam that home, so he lays it in.
She said it's a lot easier to get a rebound when you can jump in your head. It's over the rim.
And Jalen Suggs at 6'4". Another three-pointer for Owen King. And Owen King, he suffered a broken nose in their win over Byron. That's why he's got the mask, but it's not affecting his stroke at all.
No one shoots on with their foot on the line anymore.
Dead ball rebound to the Warriors. Well, we've seen that over the years, the extension of three-point shooting, perimeter shooting as a whole. People aren't camping out at the line. They're backing up. Well, as you noted, if you can get some sharpshooters, we saw that with Mia Curtis for the girls.
Right.
You have plenty of them here. That extends the defense.
And then it opens up so many more options in your offensive set.
And we mentioned the litany of summer ball, fall league. You know, these guys get a lot of time to practice their stroke. It's not like the old days.
Right.
Caledonia on the run. Owen King, too high. Can't draw the foul. Chet Holmgren is on the floor for the Red Hawks, number 34. He's a 6'9" freshman. And he looked to knock down the three-pointer, couldn't do so. JaVonni Bickham wins the ball. And the three ball will not be hit from the corner, but there's that lanky Holmgren length, and it will go to the Warriors. Now, one of Tisa's favorite teams, Tisa Mitchell, a mutual friend of ours, the Golden State Warriors, you know, when they won their first championship, thanks to Steph Curry, then the following year he knocks down 400 three-pointers. You see what they're doing now with Steph and KD. You know, that trickles down, and I think a lot of men and women at the high school and college ranks have been working on extending their range.
Yes. Which, unfortunately, for our post players.
Less for you, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you'd see more stretch fours.
Yes, and I would love to see the return of the inside-outside game.
You should have worked on your three-point shot. You could have been a trailblazer.
Oh, I had a three-point shot.
Chet Holmgren with the putback. And also on the floor for the Red Hawks, Prince Aligbe. He's an 8th grader who you may hear a lot about over the next few years. He and Trey Holloman play on the same traveling team with each other. And at the game, the two met up, and Crystal was happy to tout both of them. You know, we know Trey is probably going to be a superstar in the prep ranks, but Prince Aligbe, he was clutch in that Minneapolis North game. Came up with, I think, 10 and 11 points off the bench.
Absolutely, yep.
So he's going to be another guy I'm excited to see grow over the years. Owen King beats Aligbe to the bucket and one. Owen King on the short list for Mr. Basketball. I wonder why. And you will see him, no matter what happens in the postseason, he will take part in the Coaches Association All-Star Series.
It's a great accomplishment.
He completes a three-point play, and it is, no matter what year, no matter who it is, if you make the All-Star Series, that is the creme de la creme of Minnesota All-Star basketball here. JaVonni Bickham, he'll be sending a thank you card to the rim after that one.
And it's going to be hard to defend him if you get caught on his back. His great post-up moves down there.
JaVonni Bickham going to Denver University next year. Owen King, bullseye. Owen King with a quick 12 points on the get-go here. Nice skip from Suggs to Aligbe, and that's a foul on Owen King. And yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean,
it's tough. That's a tough one just because King went up. You had the rejection.
It's a lot of body there.
Oh, I did, but it's tough because for a moment you thought you had the block.
Yeah, yeah.
But Aligbe to the line for two. And he misses the front end. Aligbe averaging 5.3 a game. I imagine that average will go up over the next few years.
And
the Red Hawks, intriguingly, a couple of weeks ago, lost to Austin on a buzzer beater at this facility. 61-59. Really wanted to go to that game, but inclement weather cut my commitments to one that night. Here is Noah King. The skip to Eli, yes! And we're tied at 16.
And Coach King saying, hey, he hit my baby.
The King brothers responsible for all of Caledonia's points. Minnehaha, 5 players have scored already. Nobody has scored more than 4, but it's early and 11:20 left. A lot of time. Aligbe out to Suggs for 3. Bullseye.
And Caledonia likes to get that ball up the floor.
Holmgren with the block. And at 6'9", you can't fool around. You can't leave anything soft with him. Aligbe goes all the way and gets the bounce.
And Prince does a good job of that, of getting to the basket off a transition. A couple of games where I've seen him play, he's a taller guard, and that's what he needs to get him going.
Redhawks go up by 5. Noah King couldn't put it down, and squeezing his way in was Riley Gavin. Second chance points are going to be paramount to the victor of this one.
At that point, you've got to let him get too far.
I think he was looking for Holmgren, but a little miscommunication. So I mentioned Caledonia's success across all sports. Minnehaha developing a reputation for basketball. 2 state tournament championships since Lance Johnson took over the boys' job. 1 in 2013 with the likes of Kahari Carter and John Pryor.
Right.
And the one last year.
I was gonna say
Kahari's father still on the coaching staff, Randy.
They have an excellent coaching staff there at Minnehaha Academy.
Randy Carter, the former Gopher.
Yeah, very well seasoned. And coaches that know basketball have had some success on the court themselves.
And speaking to the friendly rivalry that is basketball these days, the Carters, close friends with Crystal and their son. So if North and Minnehaha do face off in the championship, I'm sure it will be a friendly rivalry that they'll laugh about when it's over.
And iron sharpens iron, so it's good to have good company.
Prince Aligbe scores in transition. Well, it didn't take long for these teams to find the hoop, did it? You know, the girls' game, it took them a few minutes to find their stroke. The boys are just attacking the rim with impunity. Fade away, that's going to be off. And the rebound ends up in the hands of 44, Siegel Howard III. Suggs steps into a 3. That's short. Rebound Noah King, and I think I may have jinxed these guys.
We're about to find out.
Barthel for 3. That's short. Rebound Suggs. The long skip to Lockett. 3-ball. Corner pocket.
With that quarterback arm, that looked effortless. He looked effortless sailing that across the full court.
You want to know what impressed me most?
What?
I unintentionally came up with a rhyme.
I'm listening.
Lockett, 3-ball, corner pocket.
You did.
I better trademark that. Noah King, he fires a skip to Barthel, fakes the 3 from the corner, goes for the mid-range J instead, and uses the glass to bank it in. Backboard is there for a reason.
It is your friend.
And here come the rest of the North roster. I see Odell Wilson, Taylor Johnson. You know, they're watching this one with interest. North has beaten both of these teams already. Trey Holloman knocked down 2 free throws late in their game with Caledonia to beat them, and then it was the likes of Taylor Johnson who hit a bunch of free throws late to get North over Minnehaha. And with North in 2A this year, we're watching this intently. Bickham, too long on the triple. Redhawks with a 6-point lead. And that will be a foul as they tried to trap Owen King, but Owen King, you don't trap him. He's too athletic.
Right. And if you are going to try to utilize a trap on him to slow him down a little bit, you want to use more of your feet, not your hands.
That's another quarterback arm right there, and a timeout is called. 7:32 remains in the first half. And the Redhawks with a 26-20 lead.
And we know in basketball how quickly that can change.
6 points is nothing. While your daughter's watching game film, I thought she would be watching Black Panther reviews.
And they'll say 4 stars, 5 stars. It was great, great movie.
Well, and how cool is that? We spoke about this on Tuesday, but now that it's been out, and I don't know who has all seen it yet, but you're seeing the impact it's had, and I know I keep going back to it, but I feel it's one of those movies that people are going to talk about this year, just the box office receipts and its potential to impact Black communities.
Absolutely,
You saw the Black Panther Challenge, for example, and the North boys team put together a screening. They saw it a night before I did.
Yeah, and
I'm jealous.
We got to hang out with them more.
Apparently.
But not even so much just the Black community, but the culture and the impression of the Black community as a whole in our country and in our world. For many people, that's just the beginning of what they know about Black culture. I can tell you in my family, my kids have always known they're from Wakanda.
And Minnehaha, you look at their roster, and Caledonia, highly respectful of Minnehaha and North. You know, it says something when they re-up their commitment for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Because they like to play good basketball. But when you look at the Minnehaha roster, and anyone really, you can see that Caden Johnson, they're threatening the 3-ball around Minnehaha but it was Chadwick Boseman who said he prayed that he would get the Black Panther role, and while I don't know if any of these guys will put on the suit, I could, any one of them could say, hey, I could be a superhero.
Yes. Yep.
Speaking of heroics, how about Owen King? He's got 14, and he's keeping Caledonia around.
He's their superhero tonight. Or for right now, I should say.
Redhawks up by 9. Lock it up to 8. And right now, I'd say the Redhawks just a little more efficient. They force the steal. They're in transition. Alley-oop. Layup edition. Caden Johnson. And Suggs is racking up some dimes.
Right. And I'm looking for Caledonia. If they don't score down this possession, the next time they get the ball, they're going to need to talk about it. Yeah.
Owen King has been helping them out. He's got 16. The rest of the team has 8. That's not going to work for Caledonia long term. Conversely, Minnehaha, 7 of their 8 players who have seen floor time have scored.
Yeah.
Owen King says, I don't think so. And he's going on the run. Someone behind me said, sassy boy. Who said that? That was you. And you're with Minnehaha's team. Well, at least you know good basketball, so that's good. You know the game. You respect the game.
Right.
Owen King, he's going to laugh when he sees this sassy boy. Jalen Suggs knocking down threes and taking names. That's his second. And just like that, the Redhawks are up by 12.
Yeah.
Does Caledonia have an answer? Martin Morum with the spin move. He can't get the bounce. And there again, going back to the efficiency. Minnehaha more efficient right now. Caledonia struggling a little down low.
They're getting in the paint. They're just not able to finish their shots off. Maybe a pump fake, draw some fouls would help them. They're taking a little bit of contact going up, and they're just not able to finish at the basket.
Like you said, they're fixable. Well, that was more free throws, but layups too, angles, things like that. And if you're Minnehaha, maybe you're playing with a little bit of fire too after losing to Austin on a buzzer beater. And I spoke with Mia about this following the girls' game, and for the boys too, getting the chance to play a target center. The boys are used to it with the state tournament last year, as Bickham launches the 3 and can't hit it. But anytime you get a chance to play at target center, well, that's a treat.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And even at the barn, playing at the barn is a treat too.
Right. Well, Mia said, the last couple of years they played at Williams or
Nice
Mariucci
hesitation
Arena.
move.
That's a foul before the shot. But playing at target center under the bright lights, and Minnehaha drew a big crowd for that doubleheader with Providence. They got about 500 fans, which is pretty good for a high school game.
You're right. You're right.
Looks a little cavernous with target center seating 19,000, but props to them and props to all the schools who have opened the doors.
For the students, that's a good
right,
feeling.
Not just for basketball, but all over where Minnehaha needs a place to play. Volleyball as well. Noah King is fouled. He'll shoot 2. Noah King, if you can believe it, already getting some looks at from South Dakota State, even though he's the sophomore. And he passed 1,000 points this year. Maybe he could make a run at his brother's record. Becoming a better passer, and Brad says he can play anywhere 1 through 4.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, positionless basketball is becoming a thing these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Tebow preaches it at Washington, the Mystics.
During my time, it was just post players, you need to know how to dribble. Post players, you need to know how to dribble.
You never know when you'll need it.
You got to dribble, shoot the 3, take it off the bounce.
Yes.
Rebound,
maybe it was a good thing you were a post player
throws.
back in the 90s. Well, I'm sure you could have handled all the new responsibilities. But
Yeah. My father was a lot like how I am with my kids, so I could dribble. I could shoot.
With your daughter, you almost have to.
Yeah.
If you can't dribble, your daughter's going to laugh at you next time she does a drill. Your daughter's like, yeah, you better know how to dribble. Right. Where are we? 36-25. Caledonia showing some hustle on the offensive side. And
just
Sam Barthel scores.
Just like we talked about earlier, it's a little ball fake. Get that Minnehaha team in the air.
That was Noah Kearney who ripped the rebound away. And if Caledonia, still some time to get on a run here, and still a long way to go. Nice move by Lockett. He can't put that down. Rebound, Owen King. Bounce pass, Caledonia. Well, that was a bucket for Martin Moore. If that hadn't gone in, that would have been a goaltend.
Yeah. You saw me clench my teeth like, oh.
Lance Johnson calling a timeout, though, sensing that Caledonia is picking out the momentum. And reason for that, other players are starting to get involved. Owen King got the early jump with 16, but now a few of his compadres are chipping it in.
That's got to be a good feeling for him, knowing that it's different scenery when you are only playing against another team that might have 1 or 2 good players. But on this Minnehaha team, everyone can play, everyone can defend. So it's good that he has a little bit of help there.
We're not blocking your vantage point, are we? Some folks getting game film on the iPad. Well, just remember my head is trademarked, so it costs you about $50 to use it on highlight clips. 3 minutes left. We're having fun here, but when you're amidst the fans, as we are, it's hard not to have some fun.
Absolutely.
We're at Schoberg Flynn Arena, and this is our second visit here, and we've seen some pretty good basketball. Last Saturday, we were here to see Sam Basilero pick up his 1,000th point.
Against the Minnetonka Skippers.
And the Skippers ended up winning. And I see some notable names in the house tonight. Chet Holmgren scores down low. Chuck Thompson of 5 State Hoops is here doing radio coverage.
We have the Minnesota State High School League officials, head of the official department, Mr. Robinson's here.
Yes, he's also at every Lynx game.
Yeah.
Usually sits behind me in press row. His first name is, what's his first name? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's always going to look it up. Meanwhile, the Redhawks are looking to extend this 9-point lead. Jim Robinson, of course. And that's a guy who knows basketball and who respects the game. You know, he's here at this one. He's here for all the big games, men or women.
Yep, and he knows more people than me.
Who?
He knows more people than me. Mr. Robinson, knows more people than I do.
Oh. I had trouble making that out. Jalen Suggs working off the screen. Bickham. And that's going to be an offensive foul. He pushed Sam Barthel off with the elbow, and Lance Johnson a little perplexed by that. That's his second foul
yep.
with 2:15 left in the first half. He'll stay in for now, but keep an eye out for him.
I don't know, on a defensive possession with 2 minutes left, I might let him get an early breather.
Remember, it was foul trouble that cost Jalen Suggs in the loss to Minneapolis North. Owen King drives, no good. Holmgren with the rebound. Noah King anticipates the pass. Owen King will not be denied this time. Count it. Owen King will have a chance at 3.
Oh, he just called it
goaltend. Very good scoring point guard in the words of Brad King, and I can see why.
And we're down to a 7-point game.
And Owen King is the guy who can elevate the abilities of everyone else. And you know what that's like, whether it was Andrea Adams or Taylor Hill if you go back a few years.
So he's the Oprah Winfrey of the team out there.
Lorenzo Smith scores. Owen King finds help with Sam Barthel. Floats it in. 7-point game again. 40-33. Points are coming in droves.
Yeah, and Caledonia is going to try to get a stop here.
And they almost do. But they do have the possession arrow, so they do get the stop with the jump ball. 1:06 left. They're hanging around, and JaVonni Bickham still going to be on the floor. So Lance Johnson trusting his senior to not pick up that third foul. Maybe they'll get him out now. Okay, they are. Well, I'm sure he does trust Bickham, but better to be safe and put someone in who
especially with the physical play that they're having down in the paint.
You don't want to pick up the third foul with less than a minute to go. Barthel. Noah King in trouble. Finds help. Barthel almost lost it. He's got to find a passing target, and does in Martin Moore. 45 seconds and counting. Noah King will reset.
And Noah King wanted that ball. He called for it. He wanted it in his hands.
Hesitation move. Nothing doing for the Warriors. Redhawks can hold for the final shot. Suggs calling the play, but gotta remember there's a 10-second call, 10-second rule. Lockett, is he gonna wait? Nope, he's gonna drive. Tried the reverse, came up empty. Caledonia with 10 seconds. Owen King biding his time. Is he gonna try a drive? You see Minnehaha doubling him up.
And you could see him take a look at the
oh my goodness! Sam Barthel falling down gets the buzzer beater. That play looked like it was destroyed. Sam Barthel with the highlight of the night.
Know your role. Know your role.
Know your role. Hey, time was winding out. You got to get rid of it. So Sam Barthel gives Caledonia a huge boost. They trail by 4, 40-36, but that's a three-pointer that can ignite your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Going into the locker rooms, getting ready for that second half.
And speaking of, Minnehaha more efficient in the first half. They led by as much as 12. What does Caledonia need to do to work their way? Well, they're only down by 4, but what would you like to see more of out of the Warriors?
they're doing a great job of getting second chance shot attempts. They just need to put it in the basket. And I think sometimes you get a little apprehensive when the defenders are there and 2 or 3 of them are jumping at the same time to block your shot or pin your shot. Just a little ball fake, get it up in there, make those easy buckets. They're doing everything. They're doing a good job. The shots are just not going in on those first and second attempts.
We'll come back with the second half. You're watching high school boys basketball. Minnehaha leads Caledonia 40-36. If you'd like to support a TSB television broadcast, we've got a patron page for that. Sponsorships start at just $1. Visit patron.com/TSB television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage. Well, LaToya and I can't get enough of Black Panther. You and I need to meet up to record a video. The Minnehaha fans trying to rally themselves. The Redhawks do lead 40-36, but how about Sam Barthel on that three-pointer to end the first?
Wow, that was amazing. I'd still be on a high after that shot he made.
Not quite the level of Blake Hoffaber hitting a shot from the seat of his pants, but that's a big shot nonetheless. Owen King leads all players with 18 points. Sam Barthel with that 3 has 9. Those are your notables for the Warriors. For the Redhawks, Jalen Suggs has 10. Terry Lockett has 8. Johnson and Smith with 5. But Minnehaha getting a lot of balance in the first half. Everyone has 4 points or more.
That's a good thing when you can spread the wealth, when you have more than just one player who can produce offensively for you.
Well, and that was key for the girls' version. Because remember, Katie Tornstrom only scored 2 points in the second half of the girls' game, and Minnehaha was able to pull away.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if the Redhawks converge on Owen King. I mean, they had already. They doubled him up after the first couple possessions. I'm going to like to see if they're going to bring more pressure to him as the game progresses.
Well, it looks like Caledonia has gone to a zone here. And we'll see, and they'll see if that slows Minnehaha down offensively.
Noah King with the pump fake. Left it short. Rebound, Owen King. In and out. Another O board. Third time is the charm for Andrew Gorgon, and we have a stoppage in play.
Oh, the time on the clock is making an adjustment. Maybe started the clock late. Oh, the fouls. Let's put in the fouls back to 0-0. It's a good thing.
Yeah, you kind of need that.
Yep, and changing that we're in the second
fouls
half.
do reset.
Yep.
Between halves. Jalen Suggs, the long skip, and the long 2 is no good for Lorenzo Smith. Bickham. That was an acrobatic rebound. Owen King picks up the board.
Oh.
And a foul on Bickham. That's his 3rd.
That's tough, picking up your 3rd foul in the backcourt like that on a cheap reach-in.
What I call the double whammy. You miss the shot, then you foul on your own side of the court. Double whammy, no big bucks. Owen King looking for big bucks. And another foul. This one on Caledonia.
That was a nice move there by, we got to call their full names. You just can't say King, right?
That's going to go against Noah King. That's his 2nd. I'm not sure what to make of this. We are tied at 40 in the midst of all this drama here. Jalen Suggs goes up and pads his rebound, and point totals there. He's up to 12. And that's been a big help for the Redhawks in the first half.
Way to get to the basket.
Eli King racing his way to the other side. Timeout, Minnehaha. We're tied at 42.
Yeah, we talk about getting back on transition instead of talking to the referees about the fouls. Get back. Find your man. Get into your defensive strategy. Caledonia is not playing. They're getting the ball off the floor. They're finding the open players.
16:05 left in the second half.
And that's exactly what he's saying.
Minnehaha looking for win number 20 on the season. Caledonia started the year on an 8-game win streak before losing their first game to St. Charles, a dark horse potentially in Section 1 AA. But also a 3-loss team. Their other loss came against Rutherford-Peterson, and that's when Owen King was out with the broken nose. Lockett, in and out. Like you noted, early in the first half, Caledonia trailing, but
gotten their
you wouldn't know about it now. Kick out, 3-ball. Morum can't drain it. Owen King hustling for the offensive rebound. Morum goes inside, and he's blocked. And are we going to have a foul, or is it going to be Minnehaha? Yes, it's a foul call, and it will go against Andrew Gorgon. Jalen Suggs tried to drive his way in through traffic.
And there's that double whammy again. You know, I like to see him when if a defender gives you that amount of space to get that deep in the paint, he's such an elevation that he can just pull up and shoot over the top of him.
Just a second foul, but he certainly can elevate. We've seen his vertical over the years. Not afraid to dunk, and we know he's got range too.
Come on, Jake, come on, be smart.
Gorgon tried to kick out. Jalen Suggs with a swipe. Full speed to the basket, no good. Terry Lockett the trailer. That's why it's important to have a trailer on fast break plays.
I was going to say, great helper there. Jalen has good court awareness.
Noah King, the shovel pass to Eli. That did everything but go in. Chance for the Redhawks.
He was working hard down there for that rebound, though, against JaVonni.
Suggs fouled by Gorgon. That will be his second. And we mentioned the generosity of the community. We should point out that another group is covering this game tonight. Ball is Life. They cover men's basketball, high school to the pros. Offered to come out here as Caden Johnson muscles his way in for the score. They offered to come out here as a donation to the Minnehaha community and give them a live stream that people can watch on Facebook. So it's not just the schools, it's even broadcasters who are pitching in.
Yeah, it's the entire basketball community.
And they even offered to organize a charity drive related to the rebuilding efforts. And this is just a good game to come to as well. Number 2 against number 4. Martin Morum off the steal. He'll go to the line for 2. The foul will be on Siegel Howard. No, Chet Holmgren is second. Martin Morum.
Pick and roll, pick and roll.
He is committed to Gustavus. He was scouted heavily by Division III schools. There are plenty of them with the MIAC, of course. And with that commitment, Brad King said it allows him to focus for the stretch run of the season, and he can stretch the floor at 6'5". Morum gets the back end. Free throws have been a rarity so far. And it's a 3-point game in favor of the Redhawks. Holmgren for 3. Off the front end. Eli King with the rebound. He's just an 8th grader. And they could have fouled. I thought they were going to call Owen King on a reach in there. Minnehaha scores in transition, though. Jalen Suggs up to 14. Well, does this make up for not being at Cretin de La Salle last week?
A little.
Well, if Cretin makes it to the section final, I'll have to invite you along because,
Yes.
in case you don't know, one of her best friends, or she so claims, her son plays for Cretin, and her son, Cy Chapman, probably going to go D1.
Probably.
One of the breakout stars this year in prep basketball. And that's why Cretin is ranked #1 in Class 4A. Although that 4A bracket, as always, you never know who's going to win the title there. Hopkins, we know they can play, and there's at least 5 good teams that all have a chance of winning it. Prince Aligbe drains the runner. And Aligbe with 6 off the bench. I'm really impressed with this guy's consistency in scoring.
Absolutely.
As a bench player.
He's like instant offense. He comes in for him, and that's his job. He matches up with the top player on the other team. So they have confidence in him, even as an 8th grader, to be a good defender, good solid defender.
Well, he's got some basketball royalty, as we noted. He is good friends with Trey Holloman, so hangs around with his family. And look out, Siegel Howard almost ran into the spectators on the other side. Redhawks up by 7, looking to extend it on this possession.
I think they're going to slow it down a little bit.
12 minutes, you can do that. And as we said, in the case of Caledonia, it's finding offense outside of Owen King. Minnehaha going to make Caledonia extend their defense, try to get an opening that way. Jalen Suggs will pull up, swish.
That's what we just talked about. They're going to give you that room, which on that play, you get a lot of room, but you have the skill set to pull up.
I thought they were going to try to draw them out and then go inside, but Jalen Suggs has got a pull up.
Use it.
What doesn't he have? That's a better question. Couple of ball screens. Owen King high off the window. Chet Holmgren playing good defense there.
Do you ever think, I know sometimes with us calling the game, we watch the game and we miss things. I think, that could happen for all of us who are here, whether we're at the scores table, officiating. You get so caught up in the game, you're like, I'm supposed to do something at this part. This is my part.
They're going to call the foul on Andrew Gorgon. That is his 3rd. And Riley Gavin and Sam Barthel will go back in. Sam Barthel provided some scoring off the bench for the Warriors. We'll see if he can step things up. Well, Crystal Flint's 2 rows in front of us, and I'm looking at her sweatshirt. Not surprisingly, she's wearing a Minnesota Lynx attire.
Yeah.
With the Our House hashtag. JaVonni Bickham says, "My house is the paint," and he's up to 6. Well, that was a fun moment. North St. Paul tartan.
Yes.
The North St. Paul fans chant, "Whose house? Our house."
And it's like a Letterman sweater. It has the WNBA championships down the sleeve.
And they keep growing. Chet Holmgren grows tall on that play. He blocks Riley Gavin, and this is a chance for the Redhawks to make a statement, much like the girls in the second half.
And with Cheryl Reeves in the front office.
Holmgren
nice rebound.
leaps in for the rebound and puts it back in.
It's like she's reconditioning that team. And I don't think the championships are going to end anytime soon.
They're going to get a little younger, that much is for sure, with the retirements and Renee Montgomery leaving. Of course, right now all eyes on how far the Wolves can go. Aligbe got a piece of that. Here he comes, throws it down.
That was beautiful.
Throw it down, 8th grader, throw it down.
Great communication by the big man and Prince there, rewarding him for getting out on that break.
And Trey is here watching this. Do you think that's going to light a fire under him the next time North plays?
Those two play so similar. They both are great defenders. They both can score. You know, Trey's a starter.
And Aligbe doesn't start, at least not this year, but a key component of this Minnehaha team. Sam Barthel scored a much-needed three-pointer for the Warriors. Brad King calls timeout. Warriors trail by 12, and here we are again, trailed by 12 midway through the first half, found their way back, clawed their way back, I should say. Can they do it again in the second half?
9 minutes, 44 seconds left. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time.
Well, Demaya's, I think Demaya, we got to put her on the mic one of these days. I like her court vision.
She knows a little something about something over there. Comes with the territory
she also knows
of being
something
a point
about
guard.
Transformers and Power Rangers.
More so than me.
That much is certain. So do I.
I'll own
JaVonni
that.
Bickham. Rebound goes back to him. No foul called. Owen
And I just
King
hope he doesn't
catches
pick
a
up
break.
his next.
He kicks out to Barthel. He fakes the three. And then he finds himself wide open. How did he get that open down low? He was looking behind for a passing target, turned around, all of a sudden saw, hey, the rim's right there. No one's in front of it. I'll take it. And you see the instant change in Caledonia's offensive flow when Barthel back in there. Noah King, he's fouled from behind. Barthel goes back in, and Caledonia picking things up here.
Yeah, we can cut the lead to 8 at this with these 2 free throws.
The foul is the third on Jalen Suggs, 8:48 left.
A slight slap to the head gets you to the free throw line. There's gotta be somebody.
Minnehaha losses to Eden Prairie. They've struggled a bit, but they're a 4A team you got to keep an eye on with those guards that can zip. Hopkins and Minneapolis North.
You gotta be kidding me.
Caledonia, their losses also to Minneapolis North, St. Charles, and Rushford Peterson. Noah King knocks down the front end. We haven't heard much from him today, and he usually scores at the same rate as his brother, but hasn't found that stroke yet, but we have a long way to go. And knocking down free throws can help. He's up to 5, it's 58-50, and this game far from over. Bickham, the high lob to Aligbe. Now back to Bickham. Right at the high post, he backs off. Jalen Suggs will reset. Redhawks trying to slow the tempo down, eat up clock. It did them in the game against North, though, when North played that man-to-man defense and got a few steals. With Caledonia in his zone, here comes Suggs, and one. Caledonia was into 2-3. Suggs found a lane and says, I'll break that zone myself.
Yeah, and you can always tell the football players when they go to the rack because they can't hold the ball or cuff
like
that ball.
The way they cuff the ball, the way they drive. Well, Sam Vassalero comes to mind over at St. Thomas Academy.
And if they're quarterbacks, they really have an arm. They can throw the ball so far.
That's the third personal on Noah King, and Jalen Suggs making his mark in this one. That's the first free throw make for the Redhawks, but more importantly, it gets them up to an 11-point lead.
I think they're going to pull this off. They got to keep that cushion because Caledonia can really.
And you can't foul like that. That's the fourth on Suggs. And that cushion you spoke of, Suggs is a big reason for it. Now he's going to have to sit for a while.
Yeah. I think just a couple of minutes. the 5-minute mark and take that chance.
But a chance presents itself for Caledonia. And Owen King wasting no time on his way to the rack. Owen King up to 22. Caledonia showing that zone again. That will play into the Red Hawks' plans. And Noah, he trying to sell a foul there? Look that way.
You got to use everything at this point.
When you're down by 9, and this zone defense is allowing Minnehaha to eat up clock. They're going to have to play a little more aggressively, but they use up their last foul to give. That's the second on Martin Moore.
And Caledonia they're out of fouls to give.
A game of athleticism, strategy, and adjustments.
The athletic director's like, no way, don't use that warm-up shirt.
Right, that's a collector's item. That's a keepsake. Right, that's a keepsake. You know, both teams wearing the Ball is Life warm-up shirts being selected for the Saturday showcase.
Talking strategy at this point, I would probably get Prince back in there because we know he can score offensively and take care of the ball, rebound, and defend.
Well, Minnehaha looking to protect that 9-point lead. They drive and come up short. Eli King pulls up. No. But he had Noah Kearney behind him, and it's a 7-point game. Noah Kearney gets on the board.
If you're Minnehaha, you can't have those second chance shot attempts.
Oh, and that's going to be a foul on Noah. I believe that's his 4th. And Minnehaha is going to the line. That is his 4th. So both teams with a key component of their squadron sitting at 4 fouls.
Right. I'm not disagreeing that there wasn't a foul there, but I just love the extra added incentive by the players to make sure the ref knows, hey, I got fouled.
Minnehaha missing the front end, so Caledonia gets a stop. Noah King, deep 3 goes in. The first 3-pointer for Noah. He's up to 8, and the margin is down to 4. Crowd getting into it now. Three ball, corner pocket. Terry Lockett.
Caledonia is not wasting any time.
And will shoot 2.
Caledonia know that they don't have a lot of time on the clock, and they want to get the ball up the floor quickly and try to score as quick as possible.
And they get the 4th foul on Bickham, so Minnehaha, they're 2 big names, both with 4 fouls. And remember, it was their absence late in the game against Minneapolis North that did them in. So Bickham will go out. Here comes Aligbe, Suggs, and Holmgren for the Red Hawks. Noah King picking up his offense here. And you're right, time is running out, but 5.5 and just a 2-possession game. Doesn't take a lot to come back.
Still doable.
Exactly. We saw Wyzetta come back from 4 down with less than a minute to play to knock off Park Center.
Right.
And Hopkins came back with a vengeance last night. They absolutely crushed them. Suggs, bounce pass. Aligbe wasn't ready for it. Jump ball. Warriors with the arrow. So Caledonia.
One player on the floor that we know that is ready, and he's coming out right now, is Noah King. Give him a little breather. I think he's going to go right back in.
Give him a breather for the stretch run, and with 4 fouls, not a bad idea for Brad King. Give him a breather, put him back in when you need him most. because the game is far from over. And this guy, Owen, has done nothing but create. Holmgren in his face, can't knock down the three, and that's going to be a foul on Martin Morum. That's his third. Still 1-1 range for the Redhawks. JaVonni Bickham will head to the line.
And if you're Minnehaha, you want to capitalize on these free throws, this free throw opportunity, because if the game stays close, we might come down to one of those foul situations where you're fouling.
And as much as we speak about Jalen Suggs and his prowess on the court, JaVonni Bickham, he has been a longtime veteran of this varsity program. And that 2013 team that won didn't have a lot of stars. Kahari Carter, for example, they weren't headliners, but they found a way to make it work.
Got the job done, right?
Exactly.
They got the
and
job
win the
done.
state title, that's all that counts. The first of two for Minnehaha in boys hoops. They'd like to make it 3. Although with North in 2A this year for boys basketball, that 2A bracket is going to be awfully competitive. Bickham makes both free throws to make it an 8-point game. Does Caledonia have anything left? Owen King sees a lane, got it. His acceleration is astounding. Demaya, if she were on Minnehaha's defensive staff, defensive coordinator, I think she would find a way to get him to stop giving him the lane like that. Contact between Suggs and Eli King, and that will allow the Redhawks to eat up a few more seconds of clock. Caledonia, are they going to switch to the man here? Try to get the steal. As you're running out of time to be patient with 4 minutes to go.
Well, they're only down 6 points with 4 minutes. That's still a lot of time. You don't want to do anything.
That's a foul on Eli King. So Suggs at the line. Caledonia, they may have to adjust their strategy and find a way to get some stops, because playing in the zone, Minnehaha is just waiting to attack.
Yep.
And all that's doing is eating up clock. That's just the first foul on Eli King. Still 1-1 for the Redhawks.
Seven-point game now.
I said open up the other way. Make them go
Suggs
the other way.
misses the back end, so it will just be a split. Martin Morum, blocked by Suggs, retrieves it. No foul called. Andrew Gorgon with the reverse.
And Caledonia's not going away.
Wow.
They're going after everything.
Noah King. Owen King had a defender in his face. That was a tough shot. 5-point game. Alley-oop. Nope, they swing it out. Suggs for 3. No good. And that is going to be a foul on Caledonia. That's his second. Double bonus now for the Redhawks. And Caledonia, they've been oh so close. And you saw Josh Thurl there. He's wiping up the floor. Well, when you're the athletic director, I guess no task is too
Right. He's a man
Manial.
of many hats.
No task is too mundane.
That's his third job in 4 hours tonight.
Well, and he enjoys it. Remember, Josh Thurl, in a recent podcast with Jim Suhan, talked about how he got into officiating as a way to make some extra cash when his family needed it, and still enjoys it. JaVonni Bickham knocking down free throws here. Aligbe goes out, Siegel Howard comes in, so Minnehaha still trading points with Caledonia. Warriors got to find a way to stop that from happening if they wish to usurp the 7-point deficit.
It's go time now, yeah.
Exactly. JaVonni Bickham with the block. That was Jordan Berg who tried to go up, but JaVonni Bickham didn't fall for the fake.
No, front.
Noah finds Morum. Tried to go inside. Bad idea. Look out! Bickham was fouled by Berg and
took out,
knocks over the bench.
Freight train. There's going to be a lot of sweat to wipe up over there now. I'm glad no one was hurt.
Indeed, because Bickham took out half of the bench.
Yes.
If Jordan Berg were bowling, he would have had at least a spare there.
That was a strike.
That was a strike. And they may have knocked over some sweat, I think some water bottles, so they're wiping this up. And everybody's pitching in on the Minnehaha Academy bench. There was a game I called many years ago, Highland Park in Humboldt. LaToya Holds was on her way to becoming the all-time leading scorer at Humboldt and then became the all-time leading scorer at St. Kate's. She was chasing for a loose ball, collided with the player, and then ended up crashing into the water cooler.
Oh my goodness.
Water spilled all over the floor. They had to delay the game for 5 minutes to mop it up.
Yeah.
LaToya called it the most embarrassing moment of her athletic career. She was fine, but her pride, I think, was knocked down a few pegs. So JaVonni Bickham, he's okay. That's the important thing. That has to be scary. You're running right into the bench.
Yeah.
No, nothing to brace yourself. And all those players, he could have taken out 2 or 3.
And the coaching staff, and the 2 players he would have taken out would have been the 2 reserves.
But Bickham is knocking down his free throws. And Minnehaha.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, Minnehaha extends the lead to 9. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think Coach Carter stopped this slide. That's where the buck in.
We'll have to ask him in postgame.
Yeah.
If Minnehaha hangs on for the win. 3 ball. Corner pocket. Sam Barthel. He gave the Warriors momentum to end the first half. He gives them a huge dose of it here with 2:28 left.
And we can see, we've seen this happen before.
And these 2 players apparently think that's funny. They're not even focused on the game. Well, they are. It looks that way. Well, Demaya just noted that Demaya is LaToya's daughter, in case you haven't figured that out. Often takes along. The Minnehaha coaching staff saying, no threes, don't give up the 3. And Sam Barthel, who's knocked down 3 of them, I can understand why. Barthel was 17 off the bench.
You know, Caledonia has done a great job, as well as when you think you need to cover the perimeter, they are able to dish it inside. They're playing at a outsmarting their opponent. They're doing a good job at that.
But the Redhawks are still up by 6.
Right.
Let's see what Caledonia executes on defense. They have to find a way to get a steal. Remember, there's no shot clock. Bickham breaks free. Can't get the bounce. A break for the Warriors. Owen King will take it himself, and he comes up long. That's been a struggle for the Warriors in transition on key possessions here. Lockett, here he comes. No! Oh my! Owen King Here he comes. Pulls a hesitation move on Suggs. And Suggs stays with him for the block. Big block there. Barthel out of control. Draws the blocking foul.
That showed great skill level from Jalen Suggs there to time that shot, not foul.
And not fall for the fake.
Yes.
Owen King saw him coming, pulled the hesitation move. Most players, that's enough to beat him.
Yeah.
Not Jalen Suggs. But free throws coming for Sam Barthel, and that stops the clock with 1:35. And how about Sam Barthel's performance off the bench for the Warriors? And we mentioned the football crossovers in the open. Austin Heim will play at St. John's. Jordan Berg, who is on the floor now, will go to MSU Moorhead. And Barthel splits, so a 5-point game again. Caledonia needs another stop, and they're running out of time now. 1:25. They can't sit back in the zone anymore. There's the foul and chase, but that's not the guy Caledonia wanted to send to the line.
And I think the coaching staff over here for Caledonia wanted them to force Bickham to put the ball on the floor and then get a turnover and get him frustrated, but he picked up the foul instead.
So Bickham, he's been clutch from the line. He's made 6 in a row. And this is a Minnehaha team that spreads it around. You know, Bickham and Suggs average right around 14 a game.
Yeah.
We know if it were just one of them, Suggs or Bickham, they could probably put up ginormous numbers, but they want to stay title this way, and they're not going to change.
I'm getting a hoot out of the referees who have to stand next to the coaches during those free throws.
Well, I'm getting a hoot out of Bickham. How many times have we talked about free throws when they miss? Bickham is making them when they count.
Yes. A great change of pace of from what we've been seeing.
But Caledonia not going away just yet. Owen King has a chance for 3. Now, he only has 8 points in the second half. He had 18 in the first. And Bickham picks up his 5th. So Minnehaha is still up, but the problem is Bickham and his free throw accuracy no longer usable.
Right.
He was a marksman from the line, 8 of 8. He won't be available now, so Caledonia might be able to use the foul and chase strategy here.
Right.
It's going to be up to the others.
And then I just lock up and try to get that 5-second call.
109, 4-point game. Redhawks going to cross the timeline. Suggs to Howard. Yes! And Suggs, he's gone.
He took a semi-football hit there.
What are you doing? Going for the steal, but why you went for that, I don't know. You're up by 6. He found Howard, and so Minnehaha is going to have to play the last 56 seconds without their 2 big names. I'm just baffled by that.
Yeah.
I know you're probably going for the steal, looking for the dagger, and it cost him.
He did.
Man, oh man. The drama never ends with the matchups like this, does it?
We have to remember he's only a sophomore, and the more he plays and the more he's on the court, I think we'll see some adjustments
the wiser
with
he'll
that.
get.
Yeah.
That not a move you would see him make perhaps even next year.
Right.
So Jalen Suggs, he'll finish with 20. JaVonni Bickham will finish with 14, but Minnehaha is going to have to trudge through the remainder of this game without their 2 big guys. Noah King knocks down both free throws. Redhawks still up by 4. Owen King with the steal, looking for more. Yes!
Wow.
2-point game, 45 seconds left, and Caledonia calls timeout.
It's all about that defense. It's all about that defense, Mike.
And without Bickham and Suggs, Suggs the floor leader, Bickham the clutch free throw shooter. Could we be seeing a relapse of what happened with Minneapolis North? Now, in that instance, Bickham suffered an ankle sprain, had to sit out. So a different circumstance, but you still saw the effects of not having your two floor leaders.
Right, they don't have their two floor leaders, but they have players who've been on the floor all night. But you give credit to Caledonia. They're playing excellent defense
not
right
giving
now.
up.
Right.
And when Siegel Howard got the layup, that could have been the dagger, and they just kept at it. But Jalen Suggs with that foul gave the Warriors a lifeline.
Yep. And so I saw the Minnehaha Redhawks come out, and they're doing the think motion, pointing to their temples, and that's really what they have to do. They have to play smart right now.
Exactly, 44.9. Now, both teams with 2 timeouts remaining, and both teams effectively in the double bonus, with Caledonia at 10, Minnehaha at 9. The possession arrow is favoring the Redhawks, so Caledonia can't settle for a tie-up here. They have to find a way to get the steal like they just did.
Which they've done a couple of times tonight.
And they could do it again, 44.9, a lot can happen. Could we see another double overtime game like Tuesday?
Wow. We absolutely could see that.
75-73, Howard to inbound, finds Lockett. Now, Minnehaha has to get it across the timeline, and there's a foul on Owen King, much to his dismay. That's his 3rd, but it does put a rather unproven figure at the line, Siegel Howard III. Siegel averaging just 3.3 a game. Not a lot of experience in these situations.
Well, we're going to see how well he shoots free throws tonight.
Next one makes it a 2-possession game. Looked pretty sharp there. Now Caledonia doesn't have to go for the 3 right away. Morum sees an opening. No good, and King is fouled, going for the rebound. So King will shoot 2.
This is why you don't leave it in the ref's hands if you're a player.
Because, right, you stop the clock.
Yep.
Demaya not happy with the call, you know, and if you're a Minnehaha fan, you probably don't like it either. Oh my!
We weren't expecting that. I wasn't expecting
the saying,
him to
ball
miss.
don't lie, so if you're a Minnehaha fan, maybe you feel, who knows.
Yeah.
That's going to put a little more pressure on the Warriors, though. King missed both. That might be, no, he gets the rebound. Still not over.
21 seconds, a lot of time.
Noah King gets the layup. 1 timeout left for Caledonia. They still won't go away. I think a lot of things are going through people's heads, Demaya. You and I are trying to figure out what's going to happen these last 16.7. We need to get Demaya a microphone. What do you think?
I agree.
I tried giving her the mic at the North St. Paul Tartan game, and she froze. So she's not quite Black Panther yet.
Right.
All right, 16.7. If you're Caledonia, how quickly do you foul here if you can't get the 5-second call?
Oh, so not just fouling just to foul, but pick the person that you're going to foul. And so they need to know who has the worst free throw shooting percentage on the team, and allow that player to get open. And so then that's the person you foul. And I would foul right away.
Here's the thing, Minnehaha 12 of 16. Now, most of that came from JaVonni Bickham, but Siegel Howard knocked down both when he was fouled. We have dueling chants erupting here at Schoberg Flit Arena. The excitement reaching maximum capacity. Minnehaha Academy, the defending 2A state champions. Caledonia looking to make a statement. 16.7. And the Warriors do have one timeout left if they need it. The Red Hawks have two if they have trouble here.
And I think they just let them know.
And there's one of them.
We're going to foul right away. I saw the King's son go up to the referee and say, we're going to foul right away. So they're looking for it, and they don't let too much time run off the clock when you let the ref know this is our game plan. I think if we mic'd her up, her teammates would love her even more.
Because Demaya's sharing all of this wisdom and sharing the emotional, heart-wrenching attitude that I think a lot of fans and the players probably have at this point with a close game like this.
I love it. We need, right.
Maybe next time, Demaya. But as she was explaining as the point guard, these are the plays you draw up, that you envision. Because you know it's going to happen sooner or later, a close game like this where you have to play smart.
Absolutely.
So if Caledonia can't get the steal, they will foul right away. There it is. Terry Lockett, who has scored 13, will go to the line. Now, it's a second personal on Jordan Bird. Terry Lockett, the third scorer on this team in terms of points. He needs to make both to make this a two-possession game. If he misses, Caledonia may have a chance.
No pressure, Mr. Smith. No pressure at the line. Knock these free throws
That was Lorenzo
out.
Smith, you're right. And Smith with 5. Howard will go in place of Holmgren. Interesting move here. Holmgren at 6'9", going with the smaller Howard.
Well, you get your shooter on the floor. You get someone who can defend, someone who knows the other players that are on the floor.
Smith gets the back end. But the door is open for the Warriors. A 3 will tie it. Noah King tried to draw the foul there, and it didn't work out.
And having Prince underneath that basket, he was so smart. He didn't go for it, and he got the rebound.
I don't know. To me, that wasn't good recognition of the clock and time and score.
But better defense by Minnehaha than what we've seen.
Well, and that's when they needed it most. They needed to stop there. Noah King tried to get the layup, make it a one-point game, but I don't know. At that point, you got to go for the 3. And the league base seals the game.
Maybe he was thinking that having the 8th grader underneath the basket, he could draw the foul.
That's my only explanation for why he went to the lane like that, but at that stage, you got to go for the 3. There was just not enough time. The league bay misses the back end, but it won't matter. Minnehaha's going to get out of here with the win.
And everyone's yelling, don't foul, don't foul.
Red Hawks win 79-75. Their defense holds in the final minute without Bickham, without Suggs, and this is a huge victory for the Red Hawks. They lost a close one to Minneapolis North under a similar situation. They came out on top in this one, and that can be crucial when you get to playoff time. Caledonia, you got to give them props for their grit. They did not back away, made it a fight to the end, but Minnehaha just a little more efficient and came up with a couple more plays at the end.
Right. Caledonia, they showed us a lot tonight, so I was very impressed with their teamwork and their athletic ability, but Minnehaha Academy was just too much for them tonight.
We'll try to get a word with some of the Minnehaha players before we wrap up. This is high school boys basketball. The Red Hawks knock off the Warriors 79-75. If you'd like to support a TSB television broadcast, We've got a patron page for that. Sponsorships start at just $1. Visit patron.com/TSB Television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage. And I'm joined by JaVonni Bickham. JaVonni, 14 points, 8 of 8 at the free throw line, and your Redhawks needed every last one. What would you credit to your free throw stroke to help the Redhawks sweat this one out?
I think the free throws that I made, it came in a really crunch time, and I think that's what made it most effective. We really needed those to pull the stretch out for this last game. I think we won by 4 points, and the extra free throws, that was really needed.
You and Suggs both fouled out, a little over a minute left. How nervous were you?
I wasn't really nervous at all. I really have a lot of faith in my team. Maybe people might say we're a little young, but I think we're really poised. And, yeah, I just have a lot of faith in my team. We talked to our guys, and they told us that they got us, so I had a lot of faith in them.
Your team had a similar situation in the loss to Minneapolis North. You were hurt. Jalen Suggs fouled out. Redhawks come up short there. What was the difference tonight that allowed you to get the win?
I think that we came out in the second half with a lot more energy. We were more focused, and we just came out. And we knew we were trying to win this game, so we wanted it more this thing.
You certainly wanted it, and another key component is Prince Aligbe. That guy really consistent off the bench. He was big in the North game, big tonight. How has he shown his growth and maturity as an 8th grader?
Yeah, that's my little guy. I keep him under my wing. I try to talk to him as much as possible, try to correct every little thing he do, because I know that he has a bright future, and I'm trying to help him out and get whatever he needs to get there. So I just keep him under my wing and just try to help him out as much as I can.
How relieving is it to get a win like this? As close as it was, and Caledonia got within 2. They had a chance to tie at the end. You guys get the stop. What do you make of it?
Great team win. Appreciate all my guys. They gave 110%, and we just fight to the end, and that's what we're going to do. That's how we play Red Hot basketball. So I really thank my guys a lot for backing us all up, because I know we all made mistakes, and they just pick us up, and we help each other out, and we came out here to win. So.
Well, this gives you a good primer of what you might face at Denver with those D1 close finishes down the road. But you got the big win here, and certainly a great primer that could get you in position for a playoff run.
Yeah, this is great because they're in the same class as us. So these is one of those seeding games when we hit state. So this is a good one. We just trying to get this one out, focus on the next one, and then when it comes to sections and it comes to state, I'm just trying to make a run for it. All
right, good win to have in the pocket. You want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Grandma. I love you guys. Shout out Nutty Boys. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on the win, JaVonni, and we'll see if you can repeat as state champions. I know 2A is going to be a tough field to get through, but you showed your grit tonight.
All right, thank you, sir.
JaVonni Bickham of Minnehaha Academy. That wraps up our coverage here from Schoberg Flynn Arena. For our entire crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thank you for watching.